Mr. President, following Trump's tariffs on the country, our approach has been that of appeasement and almost tantamount to begging. You created an impression of us crawling on the floor and begging and cementing our place as a very junior partner to the US. You have juniorized this country and it has lost its status globally. We do this while countries such as China, Canada, and the EU announced retaliatory tariffs against the US. I know that we import finished products from US while we largely export our raw materials such as platinum, gold, and raw aluminium, all of which are central to the US economy. Instead of appeasing the maniac, why have we not stood firm and imposed own retaliatory tariffs against Trump while looking to open up trade with our BRICS partners and the rest of the countries of the global south? I thank you.
Government has decided that in response to the United States position on tariffs, South Africa should take this as an opportunity to diversify our export market platform for increased resilience and to facilitate the entry into alternative markets for affected exporters. As part of measures to assist companies to absorb the effects of tariffs and facilitate what I would call long-term resilience, the Localization Support Fund has made a commitment to support affected companies. We have initiated an export and competitiveness support program that will include working capital, plant and equipment facilities to address short to medium-term needs across all industries of those who are exporters. Working with industry, we are accelerating efforts to diversify export markets and enhance competitiveness to mitigate the economic impact of losing preferential trade access. A crucial part of this work is to make full use of the opportunities that are presented by the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We're also looking at better using the buying power of local consumers, of businesses, and government to support local producers. South Africa is responding to the imposition of these tariffs by the United States by intensifying its own engagement with the US administration. We are working to stabilize diplomatic relations, and we are introducing a range of measures to make South African companies more resilient. We do believe that this is the best course we should take, and in a way it is double-pronged. We negotiate with the United States, but at the same time, we encourage our companies to use this as an opportunity to start seeking out other markets. And to enhance this, we're involved in various visits to other countries, trade missions, if you like. President, the deputy president, and ministers are scouring the world, going from place to place, country to country, seeking to open channels and markets for our South African products. Some areas we have not really fully exploited in the past, but we have now started doing so. A case in point, for instance, is Latin America. We have not, beyond just Brazil, gone full force into Latin America, and they are interested in dealing with us. Asia is also a huge market that is waiting. So is the Middle East. So this gives us a great opportunity to open up new markets, an opportunity that we are exploiting. Yes, there are various options that countries can elect to respond to the unfair tariffs that have been leveled against, I would say, the world. A number of countries have sought to engage in negotiations. with the US government. And some of those have been fairly large economies that are currently in negotiations with the United States. And we have chosen the route of engaging the United States. They said that they have a deficit, but we argue that they don't have a deficit, and that requires that we should actually sit down and negotiate these issues. And in sitting down, we've come to the conclusion that we will find good answers to be able to take matters forward. And let me say, our response has also been informed by engagement with our own private sector. Our own private sector as exporters, as well as importers, have been very much involved in crafting the response that we have offered to the United States, including the trade union movement. And it's all very well to say what we should have done is to retaliate. And in retaliation, you've got to be absolutely clear whether you will be able to achieve precisely what you need to achieve. We believe that we are on the right course, a course that should end up with a mutually beneficial outcome. The United States is our second largest trading partner, accounting for hundreds of thousands of workers who are employed here. The 600 US companies that are doing business in South Africa employ many people. And it is the interests of these many people that we as a government have to take care of before we engage in a war that may not yield the results that we want. So if one wants to play to the gallery, one could embark on the type of option that Honorable Malema is talking about without knowing what outcome that option will have. Our option is informed by what we want to gain. And what we want to gain is to continue exporting to the United States as much as possible and to enable our companies also to invest in the United States, but to also get United States companies to invest in us. And we do have leverage. And our leverage has to do with, yes, the natural resources that we have, the minerals that we have, which the United States needs. The discussions that we are having now with the United States also revolve around that. The critical minerals that South Africa has and the capacity that we have to process those minerals with the energy backing that we have, which many other countries don't have, is something that we take to the table and use as leverage. So I'd like to say that it is a strategy that we have opted for, and a strategy of engagement, and a strategy which we believe will yield results, notwithstanding the fact that we are obviously dealing with a United States administration that at times is unpredictable and that at times just retaliates. And without being supplicants, without going on bended knee, which we have never done and which we will never do. And we have said we will not be bullied. We will stand as a sovereign country and negotiate and get the best deal for South Africa. That's precisely what we're doing.